Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal, I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid, upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream. And I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's two ways you can give me your answers. Number one, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number two, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now and just record it and tell me what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners just like you make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 170, and I am so glad that you are here today because I'm talking to you about your greatest asset as you start and build your new business. Oh, yes, you do have an awesome asset. It's your greatest one, in fact, and you need to be using it all the time. We're going to talk about that today. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found this podcast. Each week, I provide you valuable tips and strategies for turning what you know and love into a profitable and fulfilling business. Now, if you're new, you need to do this really quick. Hit the subscribe button or plus or follow button in whatever podcast player you're listening to. So if you're in Apple Podcasts, for example, there's a little plus button to follow. Click that because here's what's going to happen after you click it. It is now chosen as one of your favorite podcasts so that it will notify you when I drop new episodes because you don't want to miss out on any of this valuable information that's going to help you along your journey, right? I don't want you to miss out. So make sure you follow the podcast. Then if you scroll down below in the show notes, so if you look down below the little player where you're listening to this, there are some notes in there for you. I've actually got a free Facebook group. It's called Women Starting Businesses Doing What We Love. If you scroll down, you can click that and get in the group. You've got to answer 3 quick questions. So make sure, if you're on a mobile device, you don't skip those questions because sometimes it's hard to see because you're just going fast on your mobile phone. But make sure you fill those out just really quick and I will approve you in the group and welcome you in. And we'll be so excited to have you. It's such a great community of ladies who are supporting each other. Whether you're starting a product business or a service business, online or local, doesn't matter. We're just so happy that you're starting a business. I get super excited about it. Yes, this is genuinely how excited I get about it. And so I'm just so happy to have you in there. Also, so there's some other free printables for you. If you scroll down below, there's a 16-step checklist. If you are starting your business, I've got a handy 1-pager for you ready so that you can start working through those and get your business started. And you'll know exactly how to do it, right? And then also I've got an Ikigai guide, and you don't know what I'm talking about probably, but it's your business purpose guide. It's going to help you if you're in the idea stage and you're still kind of grappling with that and you're like, I've got a million ideas, but I don't really know which one. Grab that guide and that can help you. So that is it for all you newbies. For all my loyal listeners who are here, I just want to say thank you so much for all the kind words, reviews, everything. I want to read a review today. I love reading these reviews and I love to give you a shout out. This one is from AMC 1007. AMC 1007. It says positive, very informative and honest. And it's 5 stars, says Kimberly is so fun, down to earth, and tells it like it is. I appreciate her honest approach and amazing tips. Thank you for sharing what you know with us, Kimberly. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, AMC 1007. I am so glad and so thankful that you took the time to write this review. Thank you so much. It means the world to me because, as you all know, I record these by myself in my oldest daughter's old bedroom because this is where I work. I get to see out the window and it's beautiful. But this is where I work. This is where I record these podcasts. So to get some feedback like this just means the world to me. And I appreciate it so much. If you have been listening a while, some of you have been listening since the beginning from 3 years ago. I hear people tell me this, that they have literally been listening for 3 years, but maybe you've never taken the time to write a review. Would you do me that huge favor just in return for all these episodes so far? Just leave a quick review. All you have to do is, like, if you're in Apple Podcasts and you're listening to it, you'll see a star rating section where you can give a star rating and then leave a review. I know in Apple Podcasts it has that. And I know the other ones now you can give it a star rating, like in Spotify and other ones. So it just means the world to me. So thank you so much. So anyways, that's it. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, everyone. How are you? How is your business? I need to know. I need the scoop. What is it that everyone says now? They say spill the tea. Are we like in Britain now or in the UK? Like spill the tea? Anyways, everyone says that, don't they? I'm trying to get in all the lingo. I'm getting a little older now. I'm kind of getting out of the the inner loop to know all this. I don't know the inside scoop anymore. So anyways, I am just so glad you're here because today we're talking about your greatest asset as you're starting your business. Now, it's so funny because a lot of you probably are thinking right now, like, what is my biggest asset? Like, what is my greatest asset? And here is what some business owners say. Okay. And you may be saying the same thing too. You may be saying it's my drive, my will to do this, right? A lot of you have that. You have drive, and that's amazing. That is a great asset. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that one. You need to have drive. You need to be tenacious. You need to have fortitude. You need to keep forging forward, right? All those things. Some of you will say, because I'm really good at what I do. That is amazing. That is definitely an asset. 100%. I'm with you. You should be good at what you do. If you're starting a business doing this, just note to self, you should be really good at what you do. Okay. Some of you say, maybe it's my good looks. Hey, some of you may think that if you're super attractive, that's a really good asset. I'm sure, a lot of movie stars think that too. I think Kim Kardashian and such believe that they have great assets as well. But I digress. We will not go into that right now. But maybe it is. Maybe you are easy on the eyes, right? That is definitely an asset. I know there's people that I've watched before and coaches that I followed. And when they're good looking, like especially the guys, I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow him. This is fun. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Okay. Anyways, maybe you say that I am really good business-wise, like I'm already really good. Like I have a business mind and I think like a business owner already, and I don't even totally have my business. That is an amazing asset and you need to be good at that. Some of you may be saying, I'm good with numbers and I love to keep up with finances and I want spreadsheets and reports and I want to run numbers all the time. Most of my Grow Getters, just getting started members, by the way, they don't say this. They don't like the numbers, most of them. I'm just thinking about their faces one time when we were on a Zoom call. I think it was in Grow Getters, and they were like, no, I don't really like numbers and finances and all that. In fact, we're doing a training coming up soon. So the good news is I'm helping them with that, right? Anyway, so some of you, for example, may think that your biggest asset is that you actually have a lot of money to fund this. I've heard that. People say, I've got deep pockets and I can fund things and I can spend money on my prototypes and beta testing and do market research and do all I say. That's fantastic. Kudos to you if you got deep pockets. Wouldn't that be amazing if everybody had deep pockets when they started their business? The scary thing is, though, some people waste a lot of money when they have deep pockets. I kind of find that the people that have the lesser amount of money starting are actually more discriminating and are really smart with their money because they only have so much, right? It's limited. Some of you may think that your biggest asset is that you are around family members that have businesses and you're like, oh my gosh, I know about business because I've seen it. My parents have had a business or my friends, and that's great. Or maybe your best asset is you went to business school, or there's any number of things, right, that I hear that people say, and there's a whole bunch more, but I won't cover them all today. We want to get to your biggest and greatest asset, right? I've heard all of these. what I want you to do today is consider what could be and what I believe is your greatest asset. So I'll tell you a quick story. So I was following another coach online. I'm not going to say male or female or anything, okay? Because I just don't want to do that. I don't want to disparage any other coach at all. But I was watching the coach and what they taught, and it's something that I need to know. I'm not going to say what it is because, again, I don't want to give this away at all. I don't want to say anything. The person was extremely knowledgeable about their craft, about what they offer to help other coaches. Extremely knowledgeable, tons of experience in the corporate world and with entrepreneurship doing this. Sounded like a really good teacher. I could tell, like would explain things very simple, in a simple way that made it easy to understand and learn. Has a really good program with lots of support. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was very expensive, but I could tell it was probably very worth it. Is that a word? Very worth it. It was really worth it, right? But there was something that just kept stopping me from buying, and I didn't buy. And I'm probably never going to buy from this person. And I'm going to tell you why, because I want to see if you have found yourself in the same position too. So as I watched this person online, I'd been to a couple of their live events. I think this person held a challenge or something like that. I was in a while back. I've kind of followed this person for a little while. And as I was watching some of the live videos and this person explaining the program, which sounded amazing, the pricing sounded good, very responsive and nice, there was something that just wasn't connecting for me. And what I realized was I didn't feel like this person, even with all those great things, knew that person's industry very well. This person, very well educated, very well spoken, all that. Something was inauthentic to me. Something, I can't even describe it. But the whole time, it just felt inauthentic. And the person even stated, I'm an authentic person, and kept saying stuff about how authentic they were. That was the irony. When the person said that, I was like, no, but I'm not getting that you're authentic. And y'all, I'm not being rude. Please don't think I'm being rude or disparaging anyone. I'm trying to use this as a teaching moment for you. That I didn't buy an expensive program, even though it was amazing and would help me. Okay? And I was willing to spend it and I was ready to spend it. Something wasn't settling right with me in terms of the person's authenticity. And so today, this is what I wanted to bring to your attention. That your greatest asset, I believe, is your authenticity. I truly believe this because I think at the end of the day, people go with the feeling that they have about someone. Now, a lot of times, like with me, for example, you may be listening and it's taken you a while to get to know me, to maybe to feel if I'm authentic or not. I hope you think I am. But again, it's your judgment. It's not mine. I'm actually being me on here. I say stupid things. I tell you stuff I've done wrong. This is really me here, okay? I'm not putting on a show. I giggle. I say, I'm not, this is who I am, okay? And I'm not trying to say that to be braggy or try to tell you I'm better than anyone else. I'm just telling you that this podcast is perfect for me because it allows me to be me, okay? And so what I want for you is when you are doing anything in your business, anything, making something, creating your product, building your website, showing up on social, sending an email, sending a message, replying to a customer, talking to someone in your community, whatever it is, I want you to do it in a way that is authentic. Why? For 3 reasons. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think you need to leverage exactly who you are in your business. Exactly. Your humor, your silly comments, the way you laugh, maybe you sneeze funny, maybe you have an accent. I'm not saying be extra. I'm not saying be extra on that. I'm saying be exactly who you are. If you want to bring your beliefs into things, do it. I talk about my faith in God, not all the time, but many of you know I'm a spiritual person and I'm a Christian and I talk about it. And if that bothers some people, it's okay. It's not offending me. I understand that they want to listen to someone who has the same beliefs or are able to respect other beliefs. I listen to coaches and other people that do not have the same religion or beliefs that I do, but I actually like them because I feel like they're being them. And the same goes for you. So I'm going to share with you these 3 things. I hope if you're on a walk, cleaning the house, doing whatever right now, maybe you're even working at your desk, maybe you're driving, maybe you're carpooling, that you really think through how you can be your authentic self as you start and build this business. It is the key to your success. It can be the tipping point of someone buying from you or not, just like it was for me. Okay? So number 1, the first reason why I think you need to be your authentic self is because we live in an inauthentic world right now. I believe that. I think it's hard for a lot of people to speak their mind and be their true selves because it gets lost in translation. They get emotional. Things happen. People are posting on social and they're getting canceled, or they're posting on social and they're not acting like themselves, or they're posting on social and doing things where they only show the best of themselves. And it's just inauthentic. I don't even have to talk about this because y'all know what I'm talking about. Each and every one of you knows the inauthenticity that we all feel these days. And it makes us not trust people. Would you agree that sometimes when you feel that someone's inauthentic, then you don't trust them? Just like the person I was listening to that was saying, I'm authentic, we are real. That's what this person said. And I was like, I don't know. I'm just not getting it. Something's off to me. And I couldn't explain it. And I couldn't get out my credit card. I couldn't, because I go with my gut. I go with how I feel. I like real people. I'm drawn to real people, right? And I know you are too. We live in an inauthentic world. Do not be that person that others can tell is being inauthentic, because your cover gets blown at some point. Maybe they see you in person and they realize, wait, that you're not acting, nor do you look like the person that you are presenting yourself as, We live in an inauthentic world. You need to be authentic because you actually stand out when you're being you. Who knew? We all thought growing up we needed to be like everyone else. Even my daughter Ava, who I've told you before, is in 8th grade. She's going to 9th grade next year. When was this? In August or September, she had me go school clothes shopping for her. I thought she goes to a private school now, so she has uniforms. But I said, what are we shopping for? And she said, clothes for next year, for a year from now, because she already had anxiety about clothing that she was going to wear in 9th grade. I'm like, you're still growing. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Why am I at the mall right now? You are not buying clothes today for next year, because she so bad is going to want to fit in. Right? Everyone wants to fit in and be like everyone else. And what no one realizes is that by being you, you are way more attractive. People are way more drawn to you when you are exactly who you are. Okay? So number 1 reason why you need to keep it authentic is because we live in an inauthentic world. Okay? The second reason why you need to be you and be authentic as you start and build this business is because others can sniff it out. Others can sniff it out. My example is perfect for you. It was an aha moment when I realized I'm not pulling out my credit card because something wasn't right. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, I could be wrong that the person that I was listening to, that coach, was actually being his or herself. I'm not saying if it's male or female. Okay. Maybe this person was being his or herself. Okay. And so maybe I'm wrong. But in general, I think we can all agree, even if you meet like your child's first boyfriend or girlfriend or a child's friend, I've had that with some of my kids' friends. We have told our children something is up with that and something's not right. And sure enough, something would be not right. Okay. And I won't go into detail about any of it, but I'm just saying, haven't you been able to tell? Maybe your child's friend, or maybe one of your friends meets a boy or a girl, or has a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a spouse, or even someone they're engaged to. And you're like, I'm not feeling it. Something doesn't feel right to me, right? I'm not getting that trust vibe. I'm not trusting this person. And sometimes you can't explain it. It's not even what they said or what anything. It's just this energy almost. We can sniff it out. You've had those situations in your life, whether it be personally, maybe at work, maybe it's a customer, maybe it's a client, maybe you were working at a business and someone was, buying from you, a manager, a boss, a teacher, a coach who you just got a vibe from that they weren't being their true selves, like something was up. We can sniff it out. Others can sniff it out in you too. Other customers, other clients, people who are considering buying from you can sniff it out. If you are only putting a supermodel picture up on your website and then you go on a live and you look totally different or you act totally different, you put one thing on your website and then you go and speak about another, people are going to feel the mismatch. They are going to sniff it out. Even little kids, even animals can sniff it out when people are just not right. Have you ever had that? My dog's done that. And in fact, my dog has done that to one of our children's friends that we were not particularly, trusting? I don't know a better word. I'm trying. But others can sniff it out and dogs can sniff it out too. Okay? So again, let's review. You need to be your authentic self. Number one, because we live in an inauthentic world and people are sick of it. Number two, because others can see it in you, whether you realize it or not. Others can sniff it out. And number three, because you yourself can feel it when you're not being you. Am I right? Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, what am I doing here? How did I get here? You know how you got there, but you know what I mean? Like, what led up to that? Why am I here? Like I remember I was with, a friend, and I was a senior in high school visiting a college, and I went to the college and went to a party, and I was like, I am not liking this. I did not like that whole party scene. When I got to college, I ended up going to Baylor University in Waco, Texas for my first 2 years, and then I transferred to the University of Texas. But I just did not want to be in that whole scene, and I thought, what am I doing here? This is not me. Like, I like to have fun, but this whole vibe that's going on here, I'm not liking it. I don't feel authentic, and I clam up. When things are not feeling in alignment with me, it's all over my face. I can't hide it. I literally cannot hide it. I feel weird. I start acting awkward. Like, this is not comfortable. You've been in that position, right? Where at some point you were on a date, you were with a friend somewhere, something, and you're like, this isn't working. Or you bought from somebody, or maybe you got a quote from somebody who came to your house. Like, if you had that, I've had that too. I've had people come give me a quote and I'm like, okay, I don't know what was up with that person, but they were not who they say they are. I can just tell, you can just feel it. And sure enough, you hear about it later. That person did a terrible job for somebody else, right? I mean, it's happened to all of us. Okay. But you can feel it yourself when you're not being true to who you are. Am I right? You can feel it. So what do you think happens if you're not being you and you're not being your authentic self and you're trying to show up on social, or you're meeting somebody locally talking about your business, or you're creating products or services that don't really feel in alignment with you, or you're pricing them in a way that doesn't feel true to you? How do you think you come off? What do we just say in number two? That others can sniff it out. But also, you can feel it. You are not going to show up in your best self at all if you're not being true to who you are. You will not be your best self as a business owner, whether you're in the idea stage, starting, building, whatever. If you're not being true to who you are, I see it all the time. I see new business owners say, I went with this idea for my business because so-and-so told me this was a good one. Everyone told me I should start a business doing that. But you know what? I didn't really want to do that. I don't love it. Then some people who start a business say, I'm liking this, but I'm finding myself dreading working on my business. But here's this other project that I want to work on for something totally different that's not even a business. And I'm so excited about that. I hear this all the time because you weren't being authentic to yourself. Now, it's not to say that just because you want to pivot, that means that you started a business that wasn't authentic to you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that sometimes new business owners will notice that after a while, they're like, I don't want to say they're dreading working on their business because that's not it, but they're just not as motivated as this other project that they thought of that they wanted to do creatively that they are really inspired by. So make sure, whether you're in the idea stage, starting your business, and then when you're also marketing it, that you're doing things in a way that feel true to you, that you're not forcing yourself to do things that don't feel right. Like, there's all the TikToks, or I guess it was Instagram Reels, where everyone pointed to the words and did all those things. I was like, I would never do that. That just doesn't even feel in any way authentic to me. I'm 50 years old and it just doesn't feel like my personality, but there's been other 50 and 60-year-olds that do that and it's amazing, right? It just doesn't feel true to me to do that. So all I'm saying is you've got to be in alignment with who you are. You need to be authentic. Because if not, you're going to feel it and you're going to give off weird vibes and you're not going to be your true self. And this is not going to be fulfilling. That's the fact. What you're doing is not going to be fulfilling and you're not going to get results because you're not being who you are. Okay? So promise me today that you will recognize that your greatest asset is being your true self and being authentic. Because let me review that we live in an inauthentic world. That's number one. Number two, others can feel it and sniff it out if you're not being authentic. And number three, you can feel it. And this journey will not be as fun or fulfilling if you don't feel like you're being true to you. So I hope that makes sense to everyone today. I think you all are amazing. And I want to invite you today, if you have been looking to take your business seriously, whether in the idea stage, whether you're in the planning stage, whether you're starting or growing, I have programs for all four of those stages. And I have different programs for you, from Best Business Idea Workshop to the Mini Business Plan Workshop if you're just planning your business, to my Just Getting Started group for those of you that are actually starting and want to get open and selling already, and then Grow Getters, my flagship program. So I'm inviting you to check all of those out today. If you want to treat your business like a real business and not a hobby, because that's not what it is, it's a business, I would be honored to support you along your journey. So that's it. Y'all have an amazing day. And until next time, bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.